All right, as part of my Bible is History class, I've asked my students to join me today in a presentation of the Lachish Reliefs. The Lachish Reliefs are were found in Sennacherib's capital of Nineveh, and they describe the destruction of the second most important city in the southern kingdom. So the northern kingdom fell in 722, 721 BC. So it has already been deported. In 701, Sennacherib has now come down to the southern kingdom, and he is in the process of defeating all of the cities of the southern kingdom. And we'll talk in a minute about what happens when he gets to Jerusalem. But Lachish is the second most important city in the southern kingdom, and we're going to see in picture form what happened to that city.
So this is Sennacherib, the king of Assyria. He is giving the permission of the slaughter of Lachish. After they mostly defeat it, they stick people on poles so that everyone is afraid of them.
Some of the weapons of war are arrowheads and sling stones from Lachish. This is a picture of people slinging stones.
This is a siege engine. In this wall relief, the Syrian archers begin the assault on the Lachish city towers. In front of the archers, a siege engine is being pushed up slowly on an artificial ramp, which was built by the Assyrians. The siege engine has a long battering ram, a heavy pole used to break through the city walls. Attacking the walls. On the right, the Assyrian archers attack the city with their bows and arrows. On the left, the siege engines are being pushed slowly up the ramps. In the middle of the scene, the enemy soldiers are defending their city tower and are bombarding the attackers with arrows, stones, and torches. Within the siege engine, the Assyrian archers appear to attack the tower and pour water onto the battering ram so that it will not catch on fire from the flaming arrows that the defenders are firing at them.
These are captives that were taken. The Assyrians are going to deport these to other settlements, and they're handcuffed together so that they cannot escape.
All right, the Bible talks about the defeat of Lachish, and then it says that Sennacherib moves on to Jerusalem. And in preparation for a siege in Jerusalem, Hezekiah cuts aqueducts that are still there in Israel and Jerusalem for you to see. He receives the diplomats from Sennacherib, and the diplomats won't refuse to speak in the trade language that only the diplomats and the men of Hezekiah would understand, but he speaks in Hebrew so that everybody can understand what is about to happen to their city. Hezekiah has already attempted to pacify Sennacherib. Initially, Hezekiah rebelled with other kings against the authority of Assyria. And now that Assyria is cleaning house and taking control, having defeated the northern kingdom and now moving into the southern kingdom, Hezekiah has to try to pacify Sennacherib. And so he scrapes the gold off the walls of the temple and sends it to Sennacherib as a gift, but it doesn't pacify him, and Sennacherib keeps coming. And so at one point, as Isaiah describes it, Hezekiah goes into the temple of the Lord. He spreads out the threats that have come from Sennacherib, and he asks God to do something. And God sends Isaiah in answer to that prayer. And Isaiah says that the virgin daughter of Zion mocks you. Not impressed by the power of Sennacherib. What is impressive is the power of God. And then God says, I will put my hook. They would put a hook in the prisoners' noses and drag them off into captivity. And God says, I'm going to do that to Sennacherib, put a hook in his nose and drag him back in the way that he came. So that's our story of the siege of Jerusalem and pictures from the siege of Lachish to introduce how archaeology and scripture fit so well together. Thanks for listening.